testing to make sure everything's working okay on the stream. Testing. Make sure everything's working okay on the stream. Just a little echo. We won't be having that. Just a little echo.
Like I just have this image, like my class in high school, like there's some kind of like a
Yeah, Oscar. Okay. Hello, folks. I'm over across the room, so I know that's going to be slightly distant. I will sound better in a moment. Oscar's demanding nibbles. Of course. Now you would. So, not a structured stream. I'm actually going to probably watch YouTube while I do some inking. Which means I'm going to probably turn off the mic. I feel like that makes sense because I'm not sure about copyright with other people's YouTube videos going on in the background. So I'll just be playing my music, but the chat is open. Just because of all the AI bots and spam and stuff these days, I've put some very limited restrictions on that. Slow mode for 10 seconds, and you have to have been a subscriber, like follow the channel. But then you can jump in the chat, and we could chat maybe. And I'm gonna work on thinking some Dream Life pages. Nuts, book 2 of Dream Life. And I talk for a bit about things, but yeah. Oh, got that good. That's remote's handy. I can go to my thing when I want to. Control some things. Follow. Yes. On the desk. And hey, let's see what you're going to be seeing. Switch into the overhead camera, and you'll have a view of me at my desk from across the room. Could be closer. Nibbles. But the overhead's closer. Let's go over here. Is it going to be a problem? But it's up to the light. Oh, I know. Just a little improvised lighting as we go. The studio view. You can't really see the art, but that's what the overhead's for. My little analog drawing desk. It has many digital accoutrements, including the overhead casting screen, which can pair to the computer as well. Of options. And we'll have the chat here in the tab, and I can see what's going on in terms of what you're seeing. It's helpful for keeping things, like, keeping my head out of the shot and stuff. So, yeah. 1 second delay. I'll be working on this page of Nuts, book 2. So, my last comic, Mind Engine, mission sequence. I'm giving them playful process, my engine-related process names rather than numbers. But Clutch will be the next issue. One, I continued. Do I have it here? Oh yeah, there it is. I continued work on my old graphic novel. Green Leaf. My copy full of notes and references. And there's some other comics in here too, but I put this out last summer and was received well by those that had it. This is a damaged copy, that's why I folded. But I was only able at 2 shows. I had planned to do others and didn't get accepted. And the 2 shows were atypical. FBDM ended up being super wet, very rainy. I don't think anyone had to see this. And then we were not in a prime piece of property. So I was kind of hyped to go again this year and have a new issue, but I'm not getting the issue done in time. And I also just feel like I've got other things going on that I need to focus on. I just resolved a whole bunch of old financial stuff. Good. And there are things I'm doing for the Mind sequence, like keeping most of it all in black and white. A bad off-print copy. That's supposed to be like that. But I did some tonal stuff, and I experimented with Zipatone on the short story. This is all Clip Studio drawing digitally too. But I'm generally keeping it just black and white. Color takes time, usually color colors. And I'm doing a variety of different stories. And a big piece of each issue for the wild and chunks. Picking up where I left off there with PJ, Leslie, and Dan at Sneaky D's. It's a real place if you know it. Have a think about that. What can you use before? Okay. I have reference, usually on my tablet. These characters, look, continuity checks. Galleries on my phone, but I have them on my phone, so we can do that. Shoulder for a second. It's pictures of a young me and model for and this is my friend George Rizak. That's George Rizak. And I used him as the template for Dan. I flipped this image, eh? Okay. Why did I do that? I forget. I can use it the other way right now, so actions. Oh. There we go. Okay. actually looking to always have exactly the pose you do. But for this particular comic, I cast the characters. I thought they made good models for what they look like. Some of them had personalizations like Bashir, time to time, cartoonist. Based on a friend of someone I was dating. I didn't get to know too super well, but she was very cool. So just like met. It was exactly what I was looking for this character. Some sort of an amalgam, but strongly influenced by another different person. Relationship with something easy. Okay. So, partially I'm saying this out loud for my own sake. So, keep that down. That I'm going to go about the process on this panel in a somewhat systematized way to make it perhaps a demo of how I approach inking loose pencils. They're not super finished. I didn't block out line values too consciously. Just thinking about structure and patterns and texture. Even the texture is just kind of mapping aspects of the direction I want the hair. So her hair needs some work. I'll come back to that. Those dreads are fortunately not going to stick around a whole lot longer. They're a real cumbersome thing to do. Give myself all sorts of challenges in my stories when I'm thinking about it. A lot of nature sequences in the story too. I just finished 2 pages. Just a full chunk about leaves. It's the opening of this Charlie and Scrappy tending his garden. Just clocking right at the camera. Okay, yeah, that's right. I had the bottom. That's the entire shelf. Screens. This is the next page. This is almost all. Really got quite addicted to black brush pen. 2 or 3 of them. I like that okay too. Okay, let's get that out. 6. Pretty cool. Get myself set and prepped. What you're doing, file out your current favorite. Is that particular species? Pen? These white paint markers have become really useful. The Poscas, I got some new ones to experiment with them, but I'm still on the fence about those. I don't know. I really love these Sharpie paintbrushes. Alright. There are many things over here that might need. What do I have here? Oh yeah, there we go. My various pencils. Clutter. All right. That's what I was doing. Overly busy organic plants. It's making my life so much easier. Yeah. I've had conversations a number of times with other local cartoonists. There's a very, I would say, thriving scene here in Montreal, or when I moved here. And a decent number, I think this is true of any cartooning scene, decent number of artists pick more gestural cartoony aesthetics. Sometimes because they just like it, for sure. I'm not saying efficiency is the only reason, but there is a not unfounded wisdom that as a cartoonist doing commercial art, something loose and elegant. Well, are you interested in the bowl of food that's not for you? Yes. I don't know if you can see Leo creeping up on me. Okay, he's gonna pass behind me. Another cat. Yeah, they pick aesthetics that are quicker to draw and technically more forgiving and simpler. And there's some really good, like Scott McCloud makes a great argument for simplicity. I don't agree with some of the specifics of his case for it. I don't think people necessarily always use it to project themselves onto characters, but I think it makes it easier to project onto characters, so even if you're interpreting something else, we're leaving it more open to the reader to own the story that they take from the art, when you don't spell everything out, be it with words or pictures. So there's a good reason, a good argument for that. And then it's also just a whole lot easier lives and bodies to spend a little less time at the desk. That was wise. I wonder, how's the sound sound? Let me turn this up to here. Is that Decent.
Sounds
Oh yeah.
that.
Decent. Okay. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear me.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm trying to tease myself into exploring that more with a few things. But it's just never been my instinct to be minimal. I do it for work, for animation. I've learned how to. But even there, the degree to which the style on a show requires me to pick up that more or less can make it, again, kind of challenging. Like right now I'm doing mostly props on a really, really simply drawn kids show. And I would say it's, it's not hard for me to do the work. It's hard for me to know when to stop. My instincts are different than that. They're required for kid stuff. I've learned how to do it, which is good because I make a living from this sort of skills. And currently it's gone super digital, so I'm in with Toon Boom Harmony for those that know. Gotten the hang of all the drawing side of it. I don't really know enough about animation or rigging, like the mechanics of it within that program, to make use of it, and I'm not sure I want to. I don't know. I guess like if it came up before job, I think it's the sort of thing I could do. If I been paid enough, I might entertain it, but animation doesn't super attract me as a thing unto itself. I prefer to do. I'm going to do very labor-intensive storytelling. I prefer to do comics. So it's floating everything, so I'm checking it stuff. Well, I have a pet theory that theories are very important with likenesses. Portraiture for sure. And I think by virtue of that extends to doing character likenesses in comics. Don't want to be overly generic if you really want to be specific when you're considering your characters. An advantage. I notice it when I'm doing people's speed portraits when people buy my books, particularly Dream Life, this book. I draw their portraits in the book print after the exercise. And I try to get them down in about 10 minutes, usually in color erase pencils, these kinds of pencils. I'm usually fairly successful. Depends on how distracted or burnt out I am. Often I'm the most uncertain about the outcome of the first one of the day. It was just like, why not? I'm trying to sketch a bit before people ask, but initially I'm just too busy doing other things. I think I will do it. And so it's the first, it's a freebie that comes with the book. But, you know, no one has expressed extreme disappointment. There's a few people who very rarely, neither of us are in love with the end result, but they're usually pretty hyped about the experience of having been drawn. And once an old lady got mad at me because I didn't draw enough of the wrinkles. Which I was glad to have. I actually like doing lots of weird thinky lines on faces, but makes people like, oh. Aside from accuracy, when you're signing books at a show, it's a little rude to make them look old. So there's a tendency to try to clean it up. Also, just right, I did speak English quite a bit. Favor of some of the wisdom and a couple of provisions. And people will recognize themselves pretty well if so it's about proportions and there you go. It's very specifically the triangle of these features and the shape silhouette of the head. And those can be a little off from each other. But if they are both accurate, people will see themselves. You obviously would like to try to get the total out, right? Both things. But when you're going quick in a show, not always going to be perfect and kind of have to let go of that a little bit. It's a pretty good exercise for me. If I can get those parts down, so not only do people recognize themselves better in portraits, but for drawing a character like this, it's a similar kind of metric. It's a little unrealistic to expect you're going to get every single drawing of the character perfectly. And with more loose, simple, abstract cartooning styles, you're forgiven for walking away. You can even lean into it and use that. And I do actually distort on purpose to amplify the character and expression. I like to keep a little that cartooniness in my back pocket. I want to be totally all the way into the realistic world. I think I'm doing a lot more in this chunk of green than I did the first. I'm not doing washes first. I will eventually add washes, tones of some kind.
Years ago, Huron Indians named this city with their word for meeting place,
They look pretty good.
Toronto. Today, a very big
I don't have
meeting
to worry
place.
about
And there's a new feeling in the air.
some of the depth of the country.
Toronto, North America's fastest growing metropolis, is a young city.
Doing this, they're going, no, no, that's it, don't do more. Would you stop?
A rich city, on the rise, going places. There's a new feeling in the air.
Maybe a little too raw.
Wherever you look, there is a
That's
new
the part
feeling
of thing
in
I can
the air.
do. With a little
And now, Eastern Airlines is proud to be part of that new feeling.
That's the other half of my.
Eastern, bringing quiet,
Don't sweat it too
powerful
much.
whisper
Try to
jets.
get those
A new kind of service
consistent.
with the name of the
And then
town.
if they're a little
Eastern
off,
style.
do a little classic
New
surgery.
people, new places. Fly Eastern soon. See how much better an airline can be.
Well, if somebody in the chance. Oh, it's not bad. Let's see what happens with the experiment. Back to the YouTubers. Only one person watched it, but I didn't share this or anything. Right? More comment doesn't mind. If you're watching the video.
In all day 12-hour work was 5 times protective force. We are known for one,
You don't need to hear the commercial. There we go.
the solid
Volume. Music. Won't really probably compete too much. Sound of YouTube won't compete too much with the music, the background music. Which is
I
me.
hope we can get the radius done. I haven't checked because
Ready now? Here we go.
okay.
Old MacDonald had a
It's very close to the mic. Though.
E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had some chicks.
This is the nice
E-I-E-I-O.
it's
way
With a
bigger.
chick here and a chick there. Here a chick, there a
The thing
chick,
with this
everywhere a
machine
chick.
is there is
Old
no
MacDonald
nothing.
had
When
a
it goes, it
farm.
goes. You cannot stop it. So, and that
E-I-E-I-O.
assures that you have like
And
a
on
super
this
even and
farm
perfect
he
result.
had some ducks.
It is just a little bit tricky
E-I-E-I-O.
if you
With a
only do
quack
it once
quack
in a while.
here
So
and a
in
quack
first you
quack
press
there.
play once,
Here a
so
quack,
suck
there a
goes in.
quack, everywhere a
Nice.
quack quack. Chick
Now
chick
we're
here,
stuck.
chick there. Here a chick, there a chick, everywhere a chick. Old MacDonald had a
Stop.
farm.
Oh, fuck.
E-I-E-I-O. And on
Okay.
this farm
So far,
he
so
had
good.
a
I just
turkey.
don't know if we can clear this corner.
E-I-E-I-O. With a gobble gobble here and a gobble gobble there.
So far, so
Here a
good.
gobble, there a gobble, everywhere a gobble gobble. Gobble gobble here and a gobble
Okay,
gobble
so
there.
corner.
There's chick here and a gobble gobble here and a moo there. Wait a minute, fellas.
Oh my
Doing
god.
veneers.
That was
Together
stressful,
now.
but
E-I-E-I-O.
Started going.
dude, I thought I had one more click. But check out this edge. For now. Again, we might do another invade, but for the general fit, clearance of everything, this is awesome. Okay, next up is the blue one. Those are the 3 pieces. You can see they all have different problems. It's not really good walnut quality. This is from the cheaper pile, but I'm trying to stay in budget, and also it makes the thing look a little bit more alive. There's a lot going on, lots of the knots. Some we can keep, like this one. I think this one is beautiful and nice. This one is cool. That one is too much. So there's some stuff we need to repair, and other stuff that we just can appreciate as is. Okay. Okay, just to manage expectation, if you suggest have an epoxy in the back, I'm not gonna put epoxy in there. Let's get to work. Is this gonna be the bar where you get the put the drinks through the window? It would be funny if this was connected to a little trash bin for the caps, like in the bottle caps. And it's just like okay, we have a little bit of a time problem. We have 1.5 hours left until I need to be home. We said it's go time. We're gonna make it go time. Sam and I are gonna divide and conquer. I'm gonna work on the plywood and the edge bending. Sam's gonna work on this glue up because we need to get all of this done today. Okay, we got a lot done. It's time to go home. Tomorrow we're gonna come back. This needs to dry overnight. As still need to finish some of the veneer pieces, but then we can grab all the stuff, bring it over to the camper, and hopefully install the desk. And this, my friends, is the first time we get a feel for the whole new pool. This is what it's gonna be. These are all the surfaces, the desk, the drink bar area, and then the window bar. And as you can see, all of this is cut to size, is pretty much good. The only thing we need to work on a little bit more today is this. And then we can drive over to the camper and try to install as much as we can. But this feels so good. I love the funky shapes, like all these curves. This will be a shelf, so that end will just like go up. It's so flowy, and it feels like it's big shit. Let's do it.
That's cool. Ears again. But now I need to get. Do I have any over here? Not the best.
Taking some last photos for reference, and this will look so cool. Because now we're tearing all this down. I don't know. I'm weirdly reluctant to do that because it helped me so much. It feels like this is such a lifeline, but we can't install the desk with all of this in the way. So let's just hope I took enough measurements and that we don't need the lifeline anymore. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the strategy for the install is pretty simple. I want to see this as 3 tiers. We're working on the main tier today, which is all the main surfaces. The work area of the bar, the desk, and then this bar part to reach out, whatever. And I want to install it in a way that it can stand on its own. Not forever, but in a way that you can take out whatever the legs are. For the desk, I'm going to work a lot with having uprights screwed into the camper, and then either dominoed or screwed from the back into these, and then temporary legs, and then those legs will be later on replaced by carcasses, cabinets. How did you call it?
Cabinets, carcasses.
Lots of vocabulary that will be replaced by whatever is underneath for storage. So carcasses, cabinets, focuses, cupboards, anything that starts with a C. Let's start with a desk.
Why not? Put a PJ sheet together? I did. Huh.
Okay, 2, 3 on this side, but I think we can make it and then make sure it's completely level. with the upright, I built this little adapter thing. The cool thing is, once it's installed, you shouldn't be able to see it. Can you see it?
No, I can see it.
Good. It needs to be exactly what it is. It's pretty good. It's so slowly. This looks so good. From this angle, when you imagine there's a couch there and you can see both of those curves, walnut going into walnut. God.
It's made for small spaces.
I don't do a ton. I like doing a little bit of woodwork. I recently made myself a little desk. There's a link in the community section to my blog post about wall secretaries managing life, literally medications and ADHD related issues. And where I could see it day planning, like it's stuck away somewhere and I forgot about it. It's pretty happy with the outcome. It's been working really well for me the last few months. I definitely need to come up with a better desk management system. Pause.
We did it. I can't believe all 3 pieces actually fit. That is hard to do in this trailer where nothing is at a right angle and nothing is a straight line. So that's a big accomplishment. And I know you probably think the same thing. Like it's so easy to see all the problems, all the things that are so wrong with it, and all the work that there's still to do. But I think right now is a good time to just step back and remember where I'm sitting right now. used to be a shitter. This used to be the grossest bathroom I've ever seen, and now it's a workspace, right? This is cool. We did so much, guys. And it comes together so well. I love how it flows. I'm really excited to start working on, you know, everything that's underneath and everything that's above and just tie it in. Still have budget left. We're doing great. I'm so happy. This is really, really good progress. And this is the first time the Mufufu materializes right in front of our eyes. So I'm impressed. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoy seeing the Mufufu for the first time. And I'll see you next week with another video. Bye. Man, Muro, what's store, so we needed more capacity. And this is, with this setup is perfect because, as you see, you kind of have the mothership, the brain controller of everything. That's the Bluetti Apex 300, and you can add extension pads. This is the Bluetti B500K. You simply hook them up with these cables, and with that, you can modularly, does that work? Not sure, doesn't matter, extend to whatever you need. And the cool thing about this is still a standalone thing. So let's say I have my camper set up, fridges, everything is running, but now I want to go on an actual camping trip. I can just unplug all of this, only take this with me, and have power for the whole weekend. An alternative scenario other than camping, where you want to take energy with you, of course, would be some kind of, you know, ice storm, which we don't have a lot in California, but we had fires, we had floods, all that stuff where you're off the grid all of a sudden and you need to, you know, charge the most necessary things. You can take this thing with you or give it to a neighbor or whatever you need. Another scenario for me, very likely, is I bring my power tools and I don't have a good setup. This thing even has 240 volts, so I can just bring this to where I'm working and just know I can work all day with this power bank. It is so useful. Another thing that's really cool about this unit is the charging mode. And I had really bad experiences in my old tiny house with a different setup where the charging was just so loud that it kind of woke me up at night. And this one has a silent mode. So if I want to, I can just put it on silent in case somebody sleeps here, or I want to take a nap, which is very likely. I love to nap. I put it in silent, and then you don't hear it at all. Speaking of charging, there are 3 different ways to charge this. Solar panels, like we're doing it now. You can just plug it into a wall outlet, or you can hook it up to a generator. And one thing that I didn't know before I fell into this solar power battery blah rabbit hole is that most power stations have a thing called self-consumption. So just by being on, they use a lot of their own energy. But this unit, the Apex 300, doesn't do it as much. It is up to 30% more efficient than the competitors, so the energy you give it, it just has a better way of holding on to. So right now, we have 2 fridges, the entire light, the outside lights, running lights, disco ball light, and motor. And what else?
I'm gonna add
That's it.
background.
Oh, I'm charging my phone right now.
More
we have
later.
all this hooked up.
Let's get the figures all
still,
done.
even without charging it, we could go up to 2 days at the capacity we have now. So 6 days on there. We can go up to 6 days. Anyways, if that got your interest, and I can truly back up this unit, it's the best setup that I have been working with so far, you can go to the link in the description and see what kind of deals they have for you right now. I want to thank you guys for watching my work, and I want to thank Reddy for supporting my work. And I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye!
I'm Riley. Now, I am not a boat builder, I'm an engineer and a sailor, taking 3 to fix up this boat to go sailing north, but we've got a lot of work to do first. So after a bit of debate on whether to take on this project on the outside or the inside of the boat, we settled on the inside, so let's go see how it's looking ready. It's pretty dark back here, it's a bit mixed. So, here's where we're going to go fast. You can see that we've got some pretty good tabbing on all these from the scarf to the tail back here. And that's kind of the things that we did because it was really hard to get out the roof behind these areas. All of these have actually been similar for
Relax. But not chats. It's okay.
pretty rough for this area. What has been used. Now the areas where the tabbing is still good, holding behind, still strong. I am very hopeful that I'll be able to keep all this woodwork intact here on the sides and just cut back and excavate behind the tablet. We'll see about that. Now this glass actually did end up being quite thin all the way around the sides here, and so I will be able to cut that back a little bit further because I only need around 2 inches for the scarf, and this is more like 5. So that's good. We'll start with that, cutting that back, try and get as much of this wood out as we possibly can. Now down lower here, there's an interesting part where I could probably actually cut this back all the way, and then I can just tab this to the lower side of the hull. So that's actually going to be even easier. So we'll probably do that as well. Well, I think you get the idea. So let's get to cutting and sanding and removing. Let's take a second to thank some of the new Patreon and YouTube members that help keep this channel floating along. And if you're interested in some extra updates and ad-free videos, you can check out the Patreon link below or hit that join button. Now, the folks whose names are appearing on the screen go the extra mile to keep this channel working, and I couldn't do it without you. Thank you all so much. Now, back to the video.
testing the engine.
This is a very cool one. I would think about how they pull it out. So they built all this into a ground fiberglass boat. But yeah, that's
Can
what
we salvage some of it?
I would try to keep it neutral, salvage it as much as possible. Taking this apart, I think it's going to get incrementally more difficult as we get into these pieces than what I have been doing, but yeah, it's probably something that can be disassembled.
And then in terms of the mattress, we would have to get like a custom mattress
Yes,
for the bedroom.
it would be kind of difficult, but that's something that I think we would probably get a replacement mattress anyway.
Right.
So yeah, so we would be able to go out to 76 inches. That would be the information king. Now the ends are still going to be cut in because tapered in because of those panels back there. But you know what, leave it with me and I'll kind of do some thinking about it. If I do that, then I can sort of stop what I'm doing and just take out that wood, and then I don't have to do that cutting behind the cabin.
So this is a good timing intervention?
You have it at the right time. I'm not sure if it's going to save time to do it that way long enough, but we would end up with a really big bed like here from here. We don't have feet on the other because that's going to be the biggest part of it. Yeah, so getting in there and maybe 4 feet, but it's possible, I think.
We've raised the steps, but I don't think there's very much at storage in it. So this one needs a lot of storage.
It does, yeah. Okay. Yeah, actually, we were going to do a little thinking about it here, measuring and seeing how much yeah, that's right. It's a functional machine.
Ears and eyes again on that one.
It's a big bag. Can't is a large bag for about this size. But you can put it in. I think it's going to help the piece out. So, curious to hear your thoughts down below. Now, if I'm doing this, I'm going to stop trying to hobble the wood from behind the fiberglass cabin because all of that wood really come out and easy to tap to the side of it. So if we do this, changing up right away. So we need to make a couple of quick measurements. So I'm starting here by making sure that the same level of property is a little bit up, 3 inches, maybe about 40 feet. And so then checking inside here, kind of see that the platform pulled up also about the exact same, very close. So more or less, now I'm just making sure that if we do bring this forward, the new correct bed, if there's over the box, will hit the point that makes sense and the doors will still open. This all looks good. So I think that perhaps what I'll do now is start trying to remove some of these cabinets. I know it's going to be a lot of work to get that woodworking removed, especially nice and clean without breaking anything. I do want to try and remove some of that wood if I can. Now I have read a bit that perhaps acetone can help break down certain wood glues, even waterproof wood glues. And so I've taken one of the backs here from the forward stake glue and I put a bit of acetone on the back. And you know, in record time, very quickly, just less than a minute, it's already melting down, starting to break down the bonds of that glue. And now I am kind of scratching a bit with this dental pick. I won't be able to do that behind these joints, but it is showing me very clearly that it's softening up. So it is doing what I want. And it's not damaging the finish, but we're going to be able to refinish this at its appropriate time. So this looks like it's going to work. And
Nope.
So,
That's not right at all.
let's take this up.
I want to change
A little bit of acetone.
the angle, but it doesn't work. It was better off what he had.
These two joints start moving this way.
We knew our last Verbo was going to be incredible. We didn't know the hot tub was broken. But thanks to Verbo Care and 24/7.
Blah, 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 blah.
welcome to the Answering Machine Show. That's right, this is Max's Answering Machine, and here for your enjoyment is a few highlights from my past messages.
Hello, Max. This is Alex. How are you? I'm calling you because I'm in trouble. Guy's friend of his, right, that says he's got this girl that he's sleeping with naked every night.
I usually drew naked pictures of Michael Jackson and Fred Astaire. They're my idols.
And you need to stop. It's not me. And a few of my friends, I know where you live, by the way, are going to come pay you a little visit.
I have many guns. You probably don't.
Matt, you said you'd be here around 7.
Where
the fuck are you to photograph the wall? Because you should have been here 2 hours ago, but I'm not annoyed about it at all. Really.
So I guess it's supposed to be my call to make you feel like shit, huh?
Wanted to call, actually. Thank you. You did save the day here.
Feel like shit. Feel like shit. Feel like shit.
3 weeks in the future, when I return from England for the specific purpose of beating the fuck out of you because you're not here. So I'll see you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Now, do you think you can do better? Come on, let's see your stuff.
First couple of screw this is going pretty well.
Yo, what's up?
Hey there, Max. Your message is really entertaining.
You find the most interesting of fucking messages, man. How do you do it? How does he do it? How does he do it, man?
Whoa, it's still that answering machine message. Each time I listen to it, there's really something new. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? Hello, this is a message from Max Douglas. This is Lorraine calling from SPCR. Holy shit, there's some crazy ass motherfucking bug in my house. It makes me think whether these are real messages or is this some fabricated, like, Super Max persona that I'm just calling to figure out if you're still interested in the free haircut deal. You're dead and bored and lonely, so I thought I would call. That's what you get for fucking with the shit. You call.
Nice packaging. So this is the guy here. So it's kind of a full wrap around. The light bar, like I said, this one has the carbon fiber look. I think this loop in the back is for where the battery will go. It's got a pretty big battery because I think this thing is going to hopefully last for quite a while. All their specs are online, so I'll put that on here, how long this thing is supposed to run for. And we'll see how it does. It's cool. There's several modes. This one also has the spotlight. So there you go. Fits pretty good. Definitely feels a little bulkier than the other one I was wearing, just because it's got this big battery in the back, but still really comfortable actually. And then let's power it up. So I imagine that this is probably a little too bright for you watching at home. That's pretty cool. Super bright at both on. Wow, that is, it's like daylight. Well, huge thanks to the folks at Lightband for sending this our way so we could get some miles on this. And yeah, let me know how it works out, but I'm pretty happy to be test driving this thing. They did send it to me at no cost. So I just want to be transparent about that, which is really cool of them, just to help out the project. So I'll put a link also down below to the website if you want to check them out. Hoping it's going to be a good little addition to the project. I think so. So let's charge on with our new light band, and it's definitely already making my eyes feel better. Perfect, but close. That piece came off okay. The acetone does seem to help reduce some of the glue. I did have a little bit of a break here when we got to this corner piece. I was worried about that, but I knew there'd be no way I could pry this corner piece off first, which is nothing to register under it. So we'll try to get that piece off now. That might just be garbage, unfortunately. We'll see. So why am I bothering to be so careful? Sorry. Why am I being so careful trying to get these pieces removed? Well, this one just happens to match perfectly the curve of this other formed piece here, which I might reuse somewhere. And also, this is just a kind of learning as I go, because I might have further deconstruction to do on this boat, maybe for areas that I definitely need to reuse the material. So I'm trying to learn how to very carefully take things apart should that need arise. And this, I would say, was a 85% success. I did break off a little bit just at the end, so maybe I can keep working on my process. But definitely pretty happy to see this thing let go, because that curb surface was tough for me. But let's keep on going, taking this apart, check back. Quick status update. This aft port side box is now completely stripped of all the veneer wood, all the glued on pieces, including the plywood on the top. This corner piece I think is solid. It's got a nice big radius to it. I think it's a solid piece. So the plywood on top looks like that'll pop off, and all this appears to be screwed together. And there'll be some glue as well, but the plywood I think is going to let go of the glue very quickly. So with all this exposed, I think I'm just going to keep taking it apart, because this
All contours.
probably going to be completely gone.
Let's get
Since
these
the new mattress is going to follow this curve along
bench
the back here.
locked down.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Definitely a little bit nerve-wracking, but we carry on. Is it nerve-wracking or nerve-wracking? I believe it's nerve-wracking. Let me know down in the comments. We carry on. Hey everyone, while you watch me struggle here with these pieces of wood, I did forget to ask earlier to hit the like button. This is a pretty good time, so let's hit that now if you don't mind. And I would jump on camera to ask you in person, but I just got a new haircut, so it's going to look really weird if I jump in with that, back to the other one. It does help the channel a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, we're getting somewhere here, and I'm just so impressed by these big solid pieces of teak wood. I mean, to make this now is totally crazy, but it's very cool to have. Maybe we'll be able to use it to see. But if nothing else, we've got some spare teeth lying around. And now you can kind of appreciate how the bent shape will go along the side of the hull here and how it'll push back. Give us a bit more space.
I think I'm going to call it there. Nice long video. Got a lot of inking done. I have to go and do some shading and then start roughing in the backgrounds to ink those.
Reasonable storage space there. I'll show you on the other side. So this side hasn't been touched yet. You can kind of see
this is done.
Where this box actually has quite a lot of volume in this space, and there isn't any way again entering into here.
Let's pause that. All right. Hey, if you've been watching, thanks. Subscribe. There's over 13,000 subscribers now, which is kind of crazy. And it's been growing a lot without me posting all the time. So that's kind of cool. But I do want to get back to posting a little more regularly, just these lives for the moment. And then I put photos up on the community thing and links to the blog. And that's it for now. If you've been drawing, draw. Take care of some things. There's very different kind of stuff. I'll be at the, I'm going to be attending the Toronto Animation Festival. What's it called again? TAFI myself. VIP tickets, get all the things and check all the conferences and do the workshops and hopefully they work. I've been with the same studio for 5 years, 5+ years. And, you know, if fortunes are prevailing, I'll be able to keep doing it. owned it. But things are very uncertain in the arts these days, and certainly animation is having a rocky go of it. I'm happy the studio will bring me back after 6 months of layoff, which I enjoyed. So everyone, so that was okay. And it's nice to get back to it. It'd been nice to have done more personal work. I did some. But I was really focused on a lot of stuff. I mentioned earlier in the video, like making a table for myself, or it's a secretariat, getting my brain in order in terms of just like that. Point. There you go. Giving myself basically somewhere in the brain story I did at the beginning of the day, just on the way from the bigger restaurant. Separate from my environment, scheduled plans, do stuff, and plans are there. Take those, go to pieces of things. And yeah, just self-sorted. I used to gnaw my desk, studio working was become very tasks, which is good. But again, it wasn't so efficient to sharing my space. That's it. And that was some fun bit of woodwork from the desk. Most of the stuff in this room has been done. Desks, like the wall tracks, the table, attached to it. I like to customize my space. That's why there's so many